welcome to the Science Faction Podcast, where science meets fact meets fiction.
This is Science Faction for the week of July 27th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Dominguez, and with me this week, one gentleman who's also counting down the days to the middle of August.
Yo, I'm Benjamin Daniel Lawless. The summer is weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
there, Stephen?
It's a weird one this year.
So this week we had an unusual thing that happened, which is my son got sick in the middle of the week.
Oh no!
And I was like, It's interesting when you have a kid that gets sick in the summer, because it's like there's a little bit of the edge that gets taken off, because you're not like, oh, I'm going to need to call into the school and let them know that they're not going to be in class.
Yeah.
And oh no, am I going to get like one of those letters that's like, your kid's been home too many days from school.
Your straight A child is missing school and we're not getting paid. I go, sorry.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, am I doing something wrong by not exposing his classmates to whatever it is he has? No. Then why am I being bothered?
Okay. Yeah, that's BS. But also, they're just going down a check. It's not even like a person. It's probably like some computer algorithm that's like days missing greater than or equal to 5. Then send email, insert child's name into email, send, it's not, I would dare say it's not the principal or a district person combing through every child's absentee list going, how dare they be gone for this many days? It's all automated nonsense.
It feels like that when you get a letter, right? Yeah.
Well, take those feelings, Ben, take those feelings, shove them way down deep. Don't let them out.
I express them on my podcast.
There it is. Pull them out for podcast time.
Right. Yeah. But hey, here we are in the summer, and I don't.
Wait.
I'm
how did it happen then? Knowing how disease is typically transmitted when you have a child or a room full of sneezing children, it's like, okay, I get it. But during the summertime, what happened? Where did he get sick at?
I don't know. I got nothing, because it's like
Mystery
everything
illness.
he's doing. Yeah, I mean, either it was probably just going over to one of his friends' houses, and maybe it's a friend, or maybe it's the sibling of a friend, or whatever.
Right. Someone wiped their nose, touched a banister, and then that was the end of it.
Yeah. Somebody was like, I don't know.
Did you ever watch Scrubs?
I've seen a few episodes.
Okay.
I don't know where you're going with it.
Oh, it's going to be great. There was this one episode of Scrubs where there was a lady who kept getting returned to the hospital, and JD, the lead character, kept trying to figure out what it was, and by the end of the episode, she was on the path to recovery, and then they showed this almost Rube Goldberg-esque way of showing how she got sick again, where it was some kid wiped his nose and touched a chair, and then the janitor came by and cleaned the chair, but then a little bit got on his rag, and then he used that rag to clean a handle, and and there was a little glowing graphic effect showing the sickness being spread. And it went. My memory's telling me it hit 10 or 15 different places. Probably not that many in the actual episode, but until she was discharged and she touched whatever it was, the last thing that was touched, and it was well, she's gonna get sick again, because that's just how things happen sometimes. No matter how hard you work, And that's probably what happened to your son. He was in the middle of an episode of Scrubs, and he touched the wrong thing, and that's life. That's what happens.
Exactly. And I mean, he's been playing hard, this summer.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot going on. So that happens.
I mean, who doesn't have a lot going on? I'll tell you who doesn't have a lot going on. Not
Devon?
me. Well, Devon. Devon's just sitting alone right now. No, he's out of town. I don't know what exactly he was doing, but he was like, I'm out of town the weekend. So he said, well, fine. We don't want you on our podcast anyway.
I mean, it's your podcast too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's out of town, so no Devon this week. What's that? Oh, yeah, I can hear the crowd cheering now. Sorry, Devon.
Oh, come on.
That was mean for no reason.
Was that you? Was that you were just cheering?
It was just me. I was like, yay.
You should really then figure out who you want to do a podcast with, my friend. And run with that.
Run with that. Yeah, oh my gosh, we had such a busy weekend this weekend. It started on Tuesday. My weekend started on Tuesday. No. Oh. So on Tuesday of this last week, my eldest had a friend over like all day, and they played. It was great. But at the end, they were like, hey, can we do this again? And I'm like, yeah, like it's summertime. This is the time to have someone over to just play all day. You know, that's fine. And we settled on Friday. So as the week continued, it was like, oh, should we invite more people over? Yeah, why not? So we invited over 2 other friends of my eldest. Only one of them could make it, but that's fine. So then on Friday, we had 2 kids over. And, they just played all day, tore the house up. It was fantastic. So that was like the beginning, because when the last kid went home, we had to then go and buy birthday gifts for a party that was happening on Sunday. And why were we doing it on Friday evening at an inopportune time? Because there was no other available time to do it.
Yeah.
And we had also kind of forgotten.
Yeah. So there it is.
There it is. So because what was happening was then on Saturday, the kids were going to their aunt and uncle's for the night, because Martine and I were going to a wedding. So it was like wake up, do normal morning things, pack, drive down to Santa Maria, do that, come back, get ready for this wedding, go to a wedding. And the wedding, it was interesting because it was one of Martine's coworkers, but she was the only one invited out of her whole company, which we didn't know until we got there. And it was like, there's no one else here. Like, okay. And like, she only knows her through work. So all of the other people there, like, we didn't know. So we were like that one awkward couple at a wedding. We were like, who is that? Who are they related to? I don't know. Are they family? Who knows? That's who we were.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was super fun. Luckily, after a couple hours, we were like, we've talked to the bride enough, and ate a little bit, and now we're gonna go. So we Irish goodbyed, and then it was like, okay, what time is it? Oh, we could go see a movie tonight, and then we did.
Oh,
we saw Fantastic Four.
Oh, wow!
Yeah,
all right,
more on that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
So we watch the movie, come home. It's late. It's like, okay, we got to go to bed because the next day we have to go pick up the kids in Santa Maria and then immediately go to this birthday party that we bought presents for on Friday. Go to the birthday party, do that for a couple hours, come home. And at this point, I'm just like, I'm done. Like, this all started on Friday. And besides going to a movie, which was cool, like, there has been no, like, just chill, just relax. So I went to go just, like, lay down for a minute. But the wife and kids were in the bed doing something. And so I looked around the rest of the house, and there was junk everywhere on, like, couches and stuff. So finally I went into our spare room, my wife's office, and where there's the spare bed with junk on it. So I take all the junk off and just lay down like, and then I fell asleep. That's when you texted today, like, hey, you want to go for a walk? And I'm like, I'm napping. I'm not reading this text message right now. I'm asleep. Yeah. So just living life, man. Just doing a bunch. None of it was necessarily hard or anything, but it was just like go. And I like to relax between my goes, but there were too many goes.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, I mean, that's what it is. You want to hear about Fantastic Four?
You know what? Yeah, I do want to hear about Fantastic Four.
Do you want to say
And
something else first?
no, I'm really curious about Fantastic Four because here we are, a new Marvel film. I'm 45 minutes into watching Thunderbolts, and let's talk about a different Marvel film. Like it's yeah,
All
uh,
right.
yeah.
I saw a thing today that was like the movies this summer, and it's like Thunderbolts, like You're Not Alone, Superman, like Hope, Fantastic Four, like Family's Everything, and like it's like all of these like positive things. Like I think the time of the gritty versions of things is over. Not over. For this
Mhm.
summer, it's over. Like that's not the way. That's not what people want anymore. We need some optimism in our
Yeah,
lives. And I tell you what, that Fantastic Four, the world they live in, is so optimistic. So
nice.
right off the bat, first scene of the flick, it says at the bottom of the screen, Earth 828, I think. So like right off the bat, they're like, hey,
Oh, okay.
we're somewhere else. And actually, the
Yeah,
number 828, and I think it's 828, has very specific meaning. That's in like a dedication at the end of the movie.
huh?
And what it is, the co-creator, because everyone knows Stan Lee, right? Stan Lee. It was most of these people, or most of these comics that we're familiar with, like Fantastic Four, X-Men, uh, Spider-Man, countless others. It was Stan Lee and someone else. Um, Sorry. Let me look up. I can't remember the person's name because we've heard Stan Lee for so long, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And this movie kind of did a thing where it was like, let's recognize the other creator, who is Jack Kirby,
Oh, yes, yeah.
who is listed as the artist slash co-plotter, whereas Stan Lee is credited as writer slash editor. So it's really the two of them together that created the Fantastic Four and many others. So this movie kind of did a thing where it was like, we've been celebrating Stan Lee for a long time. Let's celebrate Jack Kirby just a little bit. And Jack Kirby's birthday is August 28th, 828. So this
Mm.
Earth is Earth 828. And that is correct. I'm looking at the wiki article for Jack Kirby right now. He was born August 28th, 1917. And he lived until 1994. So he didn't even
Wow.
live to see all of these amazing movies based on his work. Which
Yeah,
is,
he only lived long enough to see the first Fantastic Four film not actually get made, but still.
well, even that first Fantastic Four film was never released. It was
Yeah, it was never
it
released.
was it
Yeah.
was made so they could keep whoever made it, they could keep the movie rights. And now you can
Yeah,
find it, but
1994. Yeah.
yeah, 94. I don't know if but he
Yeah.
what's also interesting about that movie, because after I watch a Marvel movie, I go on to Screen Crush YouTube channel that does a pretty good breakdown. And one of the things they said was all the actors from that original 1994 unreleased Fantastic Four movie make cameos in this movie as like
That's cool.
background. There are a lot of montages in the movie, and like one of them has like a bunch of people saying "Thank you, Fantastic Four" and like little squares as they're moving around the screen, and they're in one of them like all together. Which
That's
is
so cool.
yeah, which is pretty awesome. Anyways, to get back to the movie itself, yeah, so it's a different Earth than regular MCU, and they make that apparent right at the beginning, and it's interesting because after the movie, I'm trying to talk about this movie without spoilers,
Yeah.
because it just came out this weekend, and there's not a ton to spoil really, but there are a lot of really cool things that I don't want to talk about because they're really cool when you just experience it.
Okay.
So watched this movie, walked out of the theater, and Martine said, "What did you think about that movie?" And I said, "That was the best Fantastic Four movie I've ever seen," which I think is really, it's great. That's great. Is it the best Marvel movie I've ever seen? No. It was completely unique, though. And while it is a Fantastic Four movie, it is more a Reed Richards / Susan Storm movie. They really kind of take the forefront of the plot. Ben Grimm, the Thing, and Johnny Storm, Fireman, the Human Torch, which they don't use their code names ever in the movie, I don't think. They just call each other by their names, and they're known as the Fantastic Four. And a lot of the more like comic booky references to them are made via, there's an in-universe Fantastic Four cartoon that I think is from the 60s, and they just kind of like reused it like in universe.
Cool.
So like people are yelling at the Thing like, come on, say it's clobbering time. And he's like, I don't say that. That's in the cartoon, you know? And so they kind of do that fun little playful bit there about that. But really it's about Reed Richards and Susan Storm. And the first scene of the movie, so this is very light spoilers, but it's the first thing you're going to see in the movie anyways. He's in the bathroom looking for something. She is, you find out very quickly, taking a pregnancy test. And it comes back positive, of course. And so like that is how this movie like really begins, is like, hey, here's what's going on. And then there's a big montage, which if you have Disney Plus, there's like a Fantastic Four special look, and it's most of this montage. They omitted a few things that are included in the movie, but it's essentially, and we've seen this in some of the trailers. They're going on the Ted Gilbert show, which is like a play on the Ed Sullivan show. And he's like, you guys all know the Fantastic Four, and then like recap their origin and like what they've been doing. And the reason why they're coming on the show is because they've been the Fantastic Four for 4 years.
Oh, interesting.
And so this movie starts off with like, they are already established superheroes. Reed Richards, they don't specifically point this out, but he has a company called Reed Tech, and a lot of the futuristic, 60s futuristic-y stuff that's happening, you can see it's like branded by Reed Tech. So like him existing in this world is the reason why it looks so futuristic. And it also, I don't remember it ever stating in the movie what year it was, but on the Screen Crush thing, they said that the movie takes place in 1965, I believe. Okay. Which, like, there were some, like, which means their space flight was in 1961 because it was 4 years earlier. And, like, that's the year the comic first came out. Like, there's a lot of, like, things like that kind of match up. So here's the deal. You watch the movie. It's a fun movie. It's a kind of slower paced movie at times. There are a lot of people in rooms talking, more than I would have thought.
Ooh, good.
But
I'll stay awake.
there's a reason for that. It's because all 4 of the main characters are all scientists. This is a movie about scientists. Yeah. And this is about scientists that are superheroes. And this is a movie about scientists who are superheroes that have to make a very difficult choice to save their planet. And that's the movie. And in the end, there's a resolution, and it's fine. And I'm not going to get into all of that. I would give it like a... I'm really torn between 2 out of 4 stars and 3 out of 4 stars. I'm going to say 3 out of 4 stars, but just barely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, for how much praise you've been heaping on it, I'm like, that's interesting.
Here's the turn. So afterwards, my wife and I are talking about it, and she asks, the question, and I say it's the best Fantastic Four movie I've ever seen, and she's like, I'm like, what did you think about it? And she said, that movie was completely devoid of emotion, and there was zero connection to any of the characters, and I didn't care about them at all. And I went, whoa.
Wow.
So then I got into deep thought about it. And I was coming into the movie being somebody who's followed the MCU, who has seen most of the movies and most of the TV shows, good and bad. Knowing just growing up in the comic book sphere and kind of knowing these characters for ages, there was a lot in this movie for the fans. And when somebody watches this movie that's not a fan, they're going to miss out. So, like, one of the big things is, of course, Sue's pregnancy. It's like a main thread. And then the child is born. I don't think that's a spoiler. I think you see that in the previews and stuff. And so someone like me, someone who is aware of the comics and aware of some of these characters, I know the importance of Franklin Richards.
Right.
I would imagine you know him, the importance of him at least a little bit.
At least a little bit.
Yeah, enough to know, like, this isn't just a baby. This is a very important and pivotal character within the Marvel continuity. Like, this is a god that was just born. But, like, if you don't know that in this movie, there's just, like, something the kid does really crazy towards the end, and you're like, what? But if you know him, and if you know where the story's going, then you're like, you're waiting for that thing to happen. Something amazing, something, dare I say, fantastic.
I mean, like, it's too bad that Jack doesn't have any powers, right?
Jack has no powers. That's really funny you say that.
Until he does. Because that's the, you know, they're the Pixar Fantastic Four.
Right, yeah, right? A superhero family. Like, the first superhero family was the Fantastic Four. I had Emily, my oldest, watch a trailer. And I think we watched like the special look thing on Disney Plus together just to see. I just want to see what her reaction was, because I was considering like maybe I'll take her to go see this like as her first Marvel movie, which I might. There was nothing in it that I think she would have been overly scared of or would have been like confusing or anything like that. So that's fine. But she was like, "Hey, they're like The Incredibles." Like, so her context. Like when we went to go see The Incredibles, it was like, oh, they're doing Fantastic Four. When she sees a Fantastic Four, she's going, oh, they're like The Incredibles. It's wonderful. Yep. It's so cool. Anyways, so yeah, that's the movie. I think it's worth seeing. I think the characters are already being woven into several future projects, yeah.
Right on.
3 out of 4 stars, just barely.
Or 2 out of 4 stars.
Or 2 or maybe more like 1 out of 4 if you know nothing about, not nothing, because she's watched Marvel movies. We've gone to see Marvel movies for a long time. But like within the Marvel movies, it was kind of like Spider-Man in the MCU, where they never explicitly talk about his origin story. You just kind of get it. The kid got bit by a spider. Great power, great responsibility, and then you go forward with that. And he's Spider-Man. That's fine. The Fantastic.
I mean, same with Superman, right? The new one, where it's like, how refreshing.
Yeah, they just like say a couple lines. There you go. And in Fantastic Four, all the other movies, if I remember correctly, go through their origin story.
I mean, except for the sequel to the origin story.
Yeah, which is that's fine. Not very highly rated, but yeah, that's fine. So like I could see them going into this being like, people have seen this already. We've done it before. Let's just do a quick recap and move on. Well, Martine was like, who are these people? What did they do? Like, why do I care? And I was like, oh, well, this story's been told before. And she was like, oh, I don't remember it. I was like, okay, fair enough.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Did she see Deadpool 3?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Did she know who that was? who Johnny Storm is?
I don't remember if I had like already told her about it or if it was like a surprise to her.
That's a big deal. Sorry, you know, super fans that that haven't seen Deadpool 3 yet. But Johnny Storm's in.
Yeah, Johnny Storm. Chris Evans, Johnny Storm is in it. Which was great because it was like the perfect bait and switch if it hadn't been spoiled, which it kind of was.
It was. Oh, see, I didn't get spoiled on it.
Oh yeah, I did. It might have been on purpose. I might have been looking for spoilers, so I'm not going to blame anyone but myself on that one. But yeah, like within the context of the movie, Deadpool thinks it's Captain America, and then when he says
Right.
"flame on" and bursts into flame, and it, what a great little, what a great thing. Yeah. So positives for Fantastic Four: the aesthetic of the movie being like a futuristic '60s, beautiful, fantastic.
Nice.
The plot itself overall was fine and consistent, and the characters, they weren't flat, but they weren't fully 3-dimensional either. The director, who also did WandaVision,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Matt Shackman, I believe, he's
Yeah.
really good with a couple, which is why Wanda and Vision were the main characters of that, and Reed and Sue were the main characters of this. Like, he can do like a couple stories with couples really well. But Johnny and the Thing. So the Thing was interesting because they had a couple scenes with him on his own without the Fantastic Four, like doing the Thing stuff, which is walking down Yancey Street and meeting a gal and going to a synagogue at a certain point. And none of those things, like those moments, Martine was just like, what was that? And like, if you don't know, like, well, that's where he grew up. He is Jewish. Like, these are like he's always like dressed up in a trench coat because he's ashamed of the way he looks. Like, all of these things are there on the screen. If you know it, it's perfect. If you don't know it, it's confusing. So yeah, there was a lot of positives in the movie. If you're a fan of the Fantastic Four already, you're going to get more out of the movie. If you're going in it not knowing anything, you might walk away going, what was that? What did I just watch?
So in an alternate universe, that Matt Shackman was tapped to write and direct the fourth Star Trek Kelvin universe film.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. Back in the summer of 2021, he, after fresh off of WandaVision, Paramount was like, hey, like do this. And they had a script. They're ready to go. They moved pretty far with Star Trek. They had stages, they had crew, they were moving ahead. And then basically the stages went away. The crew was let go. It didn't have a start date anymore. Probably because of mostly, I think a lot of people are pointing at it being like due to the merger that Paramount is currently in the middle of.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah. But yeah, basically he was trying to make a bright and optimistic Star Trek film.
He would have done great at that, because this world, this Earth 828, is bright and optimistic. And even there's one point where it's like, hey, Reed, like, or is it Reed or Sue? One of them addresses essentially the world, saying, hey, we all have to work together to solve this problem. And everyone's like, all right, let's roll up our sleeves and let's all get to work. And like during the middle of that montage, I leaned over to Martina. I was like, this is what we should be doing about climate change. And she was just like, it should be like, all right, here's the problem. Let's all work together and let's solve it. And if we all do that, then we can solve it. But that's not the world we live in. That's Earth 828, the place I want to live in. Anyways, that's Fantastic Four.
How funny. I do think it's interesting that like it is so nice when you see a Marvel film show a universe that like I'd like to live in. Like a couple of the universes that Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness visited, I was like, that would be pretty rad. That would be cool to be there. You know?
That would be nice. But, the one that's just paint.
Right.
I want to live in Paint World. So like when Martina and I were chatting afterwards, she said, what happened to John Krasinski? Like, I thought he was Reed Richards.
Yeah.
I was like, well, he was in that Doctor Strange movie, but just for like that one scene. And she was like, really? It wasn't a whole movie? I was like, no, it was just like the one scene. She was like, huh, like a little skeptical. Like, I don't blame you. I thought he did a great job too.
Yeah.
But like
And
that is closer to like the typical MCU Reed Richards, what we would see, not this Earth 828 Reed Richards. Like what Pedro Pascal does with the characters makes him very vulnerable and very guilty for not doing enough because he is so smart and can solve so many problems that when he comes across a problem he can't solve, he like takes it personally almost like I have to now solve this. I have to. Which is it's interesting because it's the same or a really similar archetype to Tony Stark, right? Somebody who is so smart and can solve so many problems and yet,
and
yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to stop talking about Fantastic Four now. Fun piece of sci-fi. Go watch it. If you're feeling iffy about it, wait till it's on Disney Plus and then watch it. Who cares? You're going to be seeing more of these characters for the next several years because they're at the end. It said the Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday, and we know that that's like a two-parter. So why wouldn't they return for the one after that, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, I think it's. I'm excited about seeing Marvel films where they actually connect things.
Yeah.
Like we got it with the Marvels. That was exciting. Thunderbolts is exciting.
Yep. Bringing
and
people together.
Yeah.
Even the next, and this might roll into what you're going to talk about with Comic-Con, but some of the cast for the next Spider-Man movie has been confirmed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we got Tom Holland as Spider-Man, obviously.
Oh, good.
But
I
also
like that guy.
John Barenthal. Who? John Barenthal as the Punisher is going to be in the movie.
Interesting. Okay.
And also, his name's escaping me. The Hulk man.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That guy.
That guy. Why can't I remember what his name is? Not Eric Bana. That was from years ago. That was the other Hulk movie. Oh, my brain. Also Sadie Sink, but her role is so far unconfirmed who she's playing. You'll know her as the redheaded girl from Stranger Things.
Okay.
And she's been in other things as well, but that's my touchstone for her. Which a lot of people are saying either a different, a variant of Mary Jane, his typical love interest, or just to flip things on its head, Gwen Stacy as a redhead, because traditionally she's blonde, but this MCU version of Spider-Man isn't really traditional.
True.
With Zendaya, whatever, being MJ, which she does fantastically at, and I love those characters. There's nothing wrong with them, but that's not very accurate to the comics. But that's fine. Like, this is different. They've said it's different. Everything's different. It's okay. Sadie Sink would be a more closer to a traditional comic version of Mary Jane Watson. So to flip that on its head, and she's Gwen Stacy instead, who's typically like blonde, would be fun. But we'll see. All right. Let's move right along. Oh, we're already halfway. I talked about Fantastic Four way too long. I made myself a drink before this episode.
Oh, okay.
A little Kraken and Mountain Dew Zero, because that's all I had soda wise. Thank you to Christina's husband and his guild at the Ren Fair for reintroducing me to Kraken. It's a delicious rum, and I had to go buy some afterwards. It's time for Future or Now.
Now.
Give us some news, man.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, before I get into it, Strange New World season 3 has premiered, and as of the time of this recording, 3 new episodes are out.
Yay!
They're great. They're fine. They're just fine. They're great. They range from fine to great, each of them. And I'll tell you, boy, this 3rd episode of the season, Dr. Mbenga, who is probably my favorite character on Strange New Worlds.
Ooh,
he's like, there's a really good Mbenga centered story where he really holds his own in against against a Klingon blood feud in the middle of a zombie outbreak.
What?
It's nuts.
Great. That's amazing.
But yeah, I very much liked that quite a bit. But hey, San Diego Comic-Con is happening,
Yeah.
as we mentioned before. And sure enough, woke up to a bunch of new information. We got a new Star Trek Starfleet Academy trailer, which is looking great.
Awesome.
Want to see it? Show me more. Let's go.
Aren't there a lot of people returning? I've seen some stuff about.
So there's not there wasn't a lot that I didn't know about kind of coming into this, but it was nice to get a trailer, you know. So we're going to see Robert Picardo as the Doctor. It takes place in the universe post the burn, so after Discovery seasons 3, 4, and 5.
Okay, so we're talking like the year 5000 or whatever, like the super in the future one.
It's 900 years past where most Star Trek is.
Past, it's in next gen era.
It's in the 32nd century.
Okay,
or whatever. Yeah.
Wow.
And so you get Tig Notaro coming back as Jet Reno.
Oh, cool. I like Tig Notaro. Yeah. She's awesome.
Yes, yeah, 100%. And then if you liked Admiral Vance from Discovery, Oded Fair is going to be reprising his role.
Who?
And
I don't remember.
I mean, you don't need to watch season 3 of Discovery, but season 4 it was really, really good. Season 5 was all right.
Okay.
And Paul Giamatti is going to be the big bad. Is playing the big bad.
Giamatti, interesting.
Yeah.
In what context? As what?
So he's
wait. Can I guess? Is it an admiral that's gone bad? Because that's pretty typical.
I don't know, but he's part Klingon, part Tellarite is kind of what came out of this trailer.
Oh, interesting. Which one's Tellarite?
Tellarites are they're very rude. Like they have fun being rude. They look like pigs.
Oh, okay.
Like pig. Yeah.
I'm sure Paul Giamatti would be like, yeah, that's right. That was my Giamatti. That was pretty good, right?
It's a race that has been around since the original series.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So like it's not nothing necessarily new there other than the trailer ends with him and like a crew of thugs like walking down a hallway towards the camera whistling the Star Trek theme. Which is like, that's weird. But all right.
Weird. I bet you that's a trailer thing.
Probably. Then we got another, actually a new trailer thing, which Strange New World season 3 is being shown right
just
now.
Premiered,
however, but season 4 has already been filmed.
Okay.
And season 5 is being written right now as a 6-episode like end of the series.
Okay.
So
that's nice to get 6 episodes to wrap everything up.
Yeah, but they had at Comic-Con they had a teaser for the 4th season for next year's episodes, and the teaser is a Muppet Captain Pike sitting in the captain's chair.
A teaser as a video or as an image?
As a video.
Oh wow. Okay.
And and him like talking. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm down. Sure. Let me see more of that.
That is strange. And the title is Strange New Worlds, so it tracks.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
And so there's that. And what else did they do? Oh yeah, so there was one of the panels had was kind of talking about like, okay, well what's up after Strange New Worlds season 5? And a couple of the creators had said like, well, hey, we're right now in the midst of pitching Star Trek Year One.
Star
And
Trek
the
Year One.
Year One. So the idea being that, like, the writers are planning for the end of Strange New Worlds to be the first day on the job of Captain Kirk on the Enterprise,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And so they're like, well, hey, we already have the sets. We already have a bunch of the actors.
Yeah.
Like, let's make more, with Kirk's crew.
So that would be like a kind of a spin-off of Strange New Worlds, but also a prequel to the original series.
Yes. Yeah.
So how long had Kirk been captain in the original series?
So it's a 5-year mission, and we got 3 years of shows, right?
Right.
Um,
Okay. I'll
and
I will agree with whatever numbers you say about Star Trek.
yeah, and and when the show starts, it's not like the beginning of Kirk being on, being the
Right.
captain.
Right.
So, like, they've got some wibbly wobbly timey wimey that they can fit this all into.
All right. So they've got a couple of seasons that they can work in there to be like, all right, this is the first time he's taken over and the Enterprise and is doing his stuff. And as long as that doesn't contradict anything that's come before or anything after to a certain extent, sure.
I mean,
fit it in there, I guess.
Already this season they've kind of done some contradicting on stuff that's come before, but it's all in good-natured fun, and it's fine.
Okay.
I bristle a little bit, but it's also like, well, this is fine what they're doing. Okay. But then also they had a trailer for Star Trek Con, which and a release date premiering Star Trek Day, September 8th this year.
Okay.
Now, Star Trek Con.
Are you pronouncing that correctly?
Con?
Yeah, isn't it Star Trek Con? No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fair enough.
My name is Khan, as Benedict Cumberbatch said.
Oh, Benedict.
Right? Yeah. Uh-huh. So, which this is a scripted audio series. It's going to be released in podcast form. So instead of listening to our show, dear listeners, feel free to listen to some Star Trek in September.
As well as our show. You can watch, listen to them both.
Instead of, it's okay.
I
won't get mad.
Put one show in one ear, the other show in the other ear, and then go insane. It'll be great.
Heaven knows I won't get sad if you don't listen to us and listen to Star Trek Con instead. Especially because they so in addition to the cast that they'd already announced, which Ren Schmidt from For All Mankind is going to be in it, as well as gosh, what's his name? Sorry. Now I'm blanking. The guy who played Saeed in Lost. He plays Khan.
Yeah, what's that guy's name?
Naveen.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Andrews? Is it Andrews?
Andrews. Naveen Andrews. Yes.
I win.
Yeah. And so he's in it in the trailer. You get to hear him. But something that they didn't they hadn't announced before is that George Takei and Tim Russ are going to be reprising their roles as Captain Sulu and Ensign Tuvok in this audio drama as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And it's actually written by Nicholas Meyer, who wrote Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Oh. Wow.
And co-wrote Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, and wrote Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country. Like the
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? That guy's name.
Nicholas Meyer. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. Can't wait to hear that. That'll be cool.
I'm sorry, did you say 6 episodes? Or
I don't know. I don't know. But there will be new episodes available from September 8th through November 3rd. So I don't know how. I guess that sounds like 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's probably 5 or 6 episodes, something like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
we're into podcasts. We're into listening to books, audioly.
I mean, you and Devon are. I guess I'll jump into it
Hop
for
on the
this.
train, man. It's not bad to stick something in your ears while you're doing something else. I've done like when I'm doing painting and stuff, I'll be listening to stuff while I do that. It's nice.
Yeah, or you just doing a really terrible job of painting, you know. Which you're not.
How
Like I can
dare
tell
you,
you,
first of all.
I can tell you from seeing your work, you're not doing a terrible job. But that's, like, I don't know.
The other night I painted Guarm. Is that what his name is? Let me look it up here.
I definitely think that's a name.
That is
Boy,
100% his name is Guarm, Gwarm, who is a Weequay. Everyone who knows what Weequay are, and is a secondary unit to Hondo Onaka, which is a character that people know from Clone Wars and Rebels, and the ride where you ride on the Millennium Falcon at Disneyland. An animatronic of him is part of that ride. So Guarm is looks like he's maybe a second in command. I don't remember that character from any of the shows or anything. I remember Hondo, but not Guarm. But it's pretty much he's standing there holding a giant sniper rifle with a knife at the end of it. And I painted him the other day, and he looks beautiful. He looks really good. As this, what's so funny because like on known characters, I get like nervous about it because I feel like when I was painting Boba Fett, I was like, I can't screw up Boba Fett. Everyone knows Boba Fett. And I did okay, but I didn't take any risks or like try any new techniques. On Guarm, I tried some new techniques and they worked great, and so he looks better because of it. So now I've got this random character who looks great. Sure, why not?
Right on.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess since all discussion of Star Trek with you devolves into Star Wars, I do want to say I finally finished Andor season 2.
Oh, good.
And what a wonderful show!
Yeah.
A absolute masterclass in incredible science fiction storytelling that is as delightful to watch as it is prescient for the time we live in.
Oh man, when the
Gorman?
ice raids started in LA, and people were like, "We just saw this. This is what happened on Gorman." Like you manufacture a problem to send in the military. Like, oh, look what's going on. And that's when a lot of people are like, what? Keep politics out of Star Wars. And it's like, you haven't been paying attention, sir or ma'am or other, because that's all it is. Lucas has been telling us for years what's going to happen. Oh, trade negotiations. Oh, you mean tariffs? Oh, no, that's not important. Anyways. All right, let's move on. This is going to be a long episode because I'm very rambly tonight.
Yeah, is it the drink?
It's the Kraken. Yeah, sorry everyone. I'm talky because of the Kraken. So I'm doing an article. Yeah, I'll keep it short. It's interesting but not long-winded, or at least it shouldn't be. This comes from Science Daily. It was published on July 23rd, and the title is "Concrete That Lasts Centuries and Captures Carbon. AI just made it possible." So, we've talked before on the show about carbon capturing concrete that can capture carbon, and or concrete that is made with carbon, therefore, or carbon dioxide, therefore, taking it out of the atmosphere and trapping it. And there are a lot. This is like a bit of a mini race, right? There's a lot of different ways to do it, but AI just said, "Oh, hold my beer." Imagine concrete that not only survives wildfires and extreme weather, but heals itself and absorbs carbon from the air. Scientists at USC have created an AI model called Allegro FM that simulates billions of atoms at once, helping design futuristic materials like carbon-neutral concrete. This tech could transform cities by reducing emissions, extending building lifespans, and mimicking the ancient durability of Roman concrete, all thanks to a massive leap in AI-driven atomic modeling. That's science right there. That's a whole lot of science. All right, so essentially what it's saying, we don't have this concrete yet, but these researchers named, let me find it, Ichiro Nakano, a USC Viterbi professor of computer science, physics,
USC.
and what?
USC.
USC? Did you go to USC?
No.
No.
But I mean,
No. USD. What was it? UCSD.
no. Well, yeah. I mean, I that's my hometown, but
Right.
like USC is in LA. And I'm like, yeah,
Close enough.
yeah, right.
Let's see. So
I knew people to USC.
I almost went to UCSD. I was accepted.
Dude, no kidding.
Yeah. There's an alternate timeline where our paths might have crossed in a very different manner.
Wow.
Yeah. So okay, to go back, this person is a professor of computer science, physics, and astronomy, and quantitative and computational biology. And they reached out to longtime partner Kenichi Nomura, a USC Viterbi professor of chemical engineering and materials science practice, whom he's collaborated with for over 20 years. So between these two gentlemen, we've got computer science, physics, astronomy, quantitative and computational biology, chemical engineering, material science. Big brains are in the room now, right? Like they know a lot about a lot. So they got together to discuss kind of climate change in a way. And they conclude that a major contributor to global warming is the constant emission of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So they think, okay, so how do we get it out of the atmosphere, or at least make it go neutral? And so they said, hey, let's get AI to work on this. So together, they did Allegro FM, an artificial intelligence-driven simulation model. Allegro FM has made a startling theoretical discovery. It is possible to recapture carbon dioxide emitted in the process of making concrete and place it back into the concrete that it helped produce. And yeah, so that's great. But what the AI is actually doing, and this is where my mind blows a little bit, by simulating billions of atoms simultaneously, Allegro FM can test different concrete chemistries virtually before expensive real-world experiments. This could accelerate the development of concrete that acts as a carbon sink rather than just a carbon source. Concrete production currently accounts for about 8% of global CO2 emissions. 8% is a good start. So, yeah, I mean, this represents computational capabilities roughly 1,000 times larger than conventional approaches. So we have computer models. We have ways that we can say, okay, what if these chemicals mix together? What's going to happen? That kind of stuff. But you got to think every molecule is a series of atoms, and there are things that we can't think of, different interactions that if we don't program into the model, then we don't know if it's going to affect anything, right? It's kind of more of a rough start than a concrete, pardon the pun, solution.
Mm-hmm.
So this Allegro FM can now take billions of atoms, and mush them together to see how they interact with each other, essentially, that's just incredible. So let's see. The breakthrough doesn't only solve one problem. Modern concrete only lasts about 100 years on average, whereas ancient Roman concrete has lasted for over 2,000 years. But the recapture of CO2 can help this as well. Quote, if you put in the CO2, the so-called bicarbonate layer, it becomes more robust. So by putting the CO2 back into the concrete, it makes it stronger and hopefully make it last longer. So cool. Let's see if there's any other bits from this article. It says it has a little part called Behind the Scenes, and it talks more about the AI a bit. machine learning, that kind of stuff. It's interesting. If this is something that you, dear listener, are interested in, check out the links in the show notes. It's there. You can read the article. You can even go to the journal references and stuff from Science Daily. It's good stuff if you want to dig in. But that's just super cool that how we can take different developing parts of science and use them with each other, right? AI isn't just a chat bot or a solution place. It's a thing. AI or this, machine learning stuff can be used to crunch out some of these problems that either we can't solve well, or didn't know exist, right? And that's incredible that you can get one emerging bit of science to then tackle the problems of another. And I hope that humans, before it's too late, find a way to harness the powers of AI to help us rather than hurt us. All right. With that, we are going to take ourselves a little break. And when we come back, we're going to do book club and talk about The Pedestrian by Ray Bradbury. We have links in our show notes if you would like to read it as a PDF, or you can get yourself over to YouTube and listen to a narrated version, which is of good quality. So pause the podcast, go do that, and we'll be right back. You ever notice how everyone in sci-fi movies has a secret society they belong to? The Jedi, the Bene Gesserit, the Illuminati, or whatever? Well, guess what? So do we. It's called our Patreon, and if you join at patreon.com/sciencefactionpodcast, you'll get access to exclusive content, our Discord, and knowledge that normal listeners will never understand. Join us, or remain in the dark. Your call. And we're back.
Heyo. Hi, friends.
Hi.
We're back, and big thank you to our patrons, Renee and Josh. Keep it going. Renee, thank you for everything you're feeding us, for San Diego Comic-Con this year.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Last year we had her on.
We did. Maybe we gotta do it again. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna reach out.
Nice.
So yeah, thanks patrons. You're keeping the lights on. We appreciate that. Book club time.
Yo, so next week we're going to be reading another short story by Ray Bradbury. We're talking like a trilogy of weeks of Ray Bradbury. And so we're going to be reading the short story All Summer in a Day. We'll have a link to a PDF as well as somebody on YouTube that is reading it to you if you'd like it to, that way, Devon.
You didn't even cough. It wasn't Devon. It was just.
It's okay, Devon.
It's fine.
You can listen to it. Yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to listen to this.
He's not listening to this right now, for sure.
We'll tell him about it later. But this week it's The Pedestrian by Ray Bradbury.
Yes.
And really short story. Wow.
Okay. So yeah, it's like what, 4 pages or something. It's really short. It was published in 1951 in an issue of The Reporter by the Fortnightly Publishing Company. If you're young, Fortnite means something different than you think it does.
Fortnite ruins everything, man. But every 2 weeks, it's just ruined. This is often considered kind of a prequel to Fahrenheit 451.
Okay. I have not read Fahrenheit 451.
You should read Fahrenheit 451.
I own a copy of Fahrenheit 451. I need to find it and read it.
You should read it and then burn it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like that's just that it's a book about firefighters that burn books.
Spoilers.
In order to remove them from the ability for people to read them and have those thoughts. Yeah. No. Dystopian future, much like this one.
Let's talk about it.
Sure. So this story is basically about my friend Matt Dixon walking around at night. And
Oh man. Well, so takes place in 2053,
Yeah.
which Matt Dixon, if you're still walking around in 2053, that's great. Keep walking.
Yeah.
It's a healthy activity.
Yeah.
However, be careful because someone might try to take you.
I mean, you may be the only one, as in this story, the main character is the only one who walks after dark, who walks really anywhere, um,
did
walking past all these houses that are lit up by the television screens within and the people who are being amused within.
Had you read this before or know anything
No,
about it?
this one was a new one for me.
Okay. As I started reading it, my brain immediately went to this is the last man on earth.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason. Not that he was just the last one walking, just that he was the last one ever. So
which this story does not disprove that.
that's true. It really doesn't because like you say, he's walking. The homes have dark windows. It was like walking through a graveyard where only the faintest glimmers of firefly light appeared to flicker behind the windows.
Yeah, there's like laughter, but is that coming from the television or is that coming from people within? He believes it's the people within that are watching television. But
is it? So here's a line. Sudden gray phantoms seemed to manifest upon inner room walls, where a curtain was still undrawn against the night, or there were whisperings and murmurs where a window in a tomb-like building was still open. And so reading that within your head being like, everything is empty, that changed the story for me to be like, is there like are there other creatures in the world? Is this his mind? Is he going crazy because he is the last person? Is there something else going on? Like the story had so many, maybe because of my own misunderstandings or just the nature of a short story and certain vagaries, I didn't know which way to go. And so I picked a direction, and then in the end it felt like it was wrong.
Well, so like the main thing that happens as he's imagining what's going on within these houses, these darkened houses, is that he hears a metallic voice tell him to stay still, stand where you are, don't move, put up your hands. Yeah. Hands up or we shoot. A police car has pulled up right behind him. And the police, of course, like rare, incredible thing, because in a city of 3 million, there's only one police car left.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, okay. See, so at that point I was like, oh, there are people. Okay, so then what's going on? Yeah.
Right. And it goes on to say like, hey, ever since a year ago, the election year, the force had been cut down from 3 cars to 1 in a city of 3 million, which the idea here is crime is no longer rampant because everybody's just being amused to death in their homes.
Yeah.
There's no need for the police, save for this one lone car wandering the empty streets.
I like when they asked him his business or profession, and he said, I guess you'd call me a writer. No profession, said the police car, as if talking to itself.
Right?
Oh, what? Yeah. So at this point, my mind retroactively went, oh, okay, everyone's stuck at home just watching TV, doing nothing else. Is that because there's something with the TV that's so amazing that's what everyone's glued to? Are they forced to do it? Is this part of something else? If they're not locked in, because this guy could walk, so he wasn't like locked in his house. Okay, what's going on here? And then the police car keeps and it's the scene is placed in such a way where the police car has stopped him and is just shining bright light into his eyes. And this is Leonard Mead is the main character here. Yeah. So in my mind's eye, he's standing and there's just a light and a voice. So you don't see anybody else. You just hear, and I'm imagining it from and it's described that way, like as if it's being amplified. The voice is being amplified somehow. And they ask him, like, what are you doing? And he's like, walking. Just walking? Yeah. Walking where? For what? Walking for air, walking to sea. And it seems like such an alien notion to just be.
Right. Yeah, I imagine it's something that is often felt by people of color in the current American climate.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when they're out just doing what they do, enjoying a night's walk. Yeah, sometimes these things happen, and getting stopped, getting being profiled.
Yeah.
And so he's being profiled not necessarily because he's a person of color, but because he's the only person on the street walking in an entire city of 3 million people.
And that's suspicious.
Yeah. And so the cop car, the voice from the cop car says like, "Hey, get in. We're taking you in."
Yep.
And the back door of the police car springs wide, and turns out there's no one in the front seat, no one in the car at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He put his hand to the door and peered into the back seat, which was a little cell, a little black jail with bars. It smelled of riveted steel. It smelled of harsh antiseptic. It smelled too clean and hard and metallic. There was nothing soft there.
Right.
Oh.
Yep. And so he's like, where are you going to take me? And to the Psychiatric Center for Research on Regressive Tendencies.
I mean, this just like smacks of authoritarian government.
Right.
Like, oh, you're not doing what we told you to do? You must be crazy. Let's get you back on track.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so, they pass by a house that's lit up with lights inside, which is his house. And they just pass right by it.
Well, he says, "That's my house." No one answered him. And then that's it. That's the end of the story.
That's the end of the story.
Oh, and then you go, what is happening?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, what an interesting read. Very few pages. I think according to this PDF is 7 pages long. You get a sense of the character of the world, the physical world. You get a sense of the perhaps the the government of the world. You get a sense for what the author thinks about television. Like, that was the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, Ray Bradbury thinks very poorly of TV. Because the way that I thought was everybody is so enraptured with how incredible TV is. They're not doing anything else. That's what I thought at first. And then with the police car and all that, it was more like, oh, they're either forced to do what they're doing or they have no other choice. It's like a curfew thing. And maybe they're because there's no lights anywhere. So maybe that's part of, some curfew or something. I don't know. But like all of that thought, all of that conjecture from 7 pages, like Ray Bradbury, thank you. Like,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. What an efficient use of words to tell a story.
And and it's like, again, prescient, everybody, I don't know. I definitely think a lot about like, well, what's the point when all of our society is so like, the value of things is the value of our attention, right? And when Netflix CEO is saying our main competitor is not another streaming service, but is the act of sleep, that's our competitor.
Jeez.
Like to the shareholders. And it's like, yeah, that's, like when you have all of these things that are meant to amuse us, but and that's great, but it's a form of control. It's a form of like, it's all this stuff, where like it's a little dystopian.
It's a lot of
if
dystopian.
you look, if you look, I mean, it's pretty easy to look at the world through this lens as well and go like, oh wow, we do have a choice, in all these things, or do we? Does
Well,
choice even exist?
stand up and make a choice before you're strapped down is where we're
Mm.
at right now.
Ooh,
And
yeah,
you got a lot of
yeah.
people volunteering to sit, and it's like, come on, wake up. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting that this science fiction from the 50s is not so sci-fi. What to them would have been 100 years in the future is just 75.
Right.
Their science fiction future is coming true faster than they thought possible. And that's, I'm sure, to every single one of them, that would be horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
Right. Yeah, I mean, looked at it from that point of view, right? But then, like, also take a look at all of the amazing things that we have in our world. Like our lifespans are much more than they ever have been. Infant mortality rates are down. Like, um, there's really good things really happening. It's hard to look at the world from an optimistic point of view with how our attention is being mined to show us all of the terrible things, because that's where, like, we spend more attention looking at that. But,
That's
like,
what gets the clicks. That's what gets the views.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, and so, like, it's all of it, right? There's good and bad in equal measure, but at the same point, like, if shifting your perspective to look at, like, oh, hey, is it that important that I spend this time looking at my phone? Like, what would the world be like if the user interface of the endless scroll never was invented? Because that was what, mid 2000s that
Yeah.
that 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 was that was created. And here we are in a world where you're not going to get to the end of a stream of information, because as soon as you get to the end of a stream of information, you're presented with more, and maybe even the stream of information isn't even made by people anymore. It's you
It's
know
it's this entire consumer culture that we as
yeah,
Americans have trapped ourselves in. And
yeah,
to get to the heart of it, we have to start understanding that all of these things that we were taught to consume, either via family, via commercials, via, whatever, is probably not true. One thing that we as a family are going through right now is finding alternative places to shop for certain things.
oh, okay, yeah,
And that has really kind of opened our eyes to, like, oh, the place that we just blindly went to before, it was not our only option. It was probably the easiest option. It was probably the most reliable option, but it was not the only option. And
mm,
there are other places to look. There's a specific Instagram account that I follow, that their goal is to say, if you are looking to buy XYZ and you usually got it at these certain places that we don't want to shop at anymore because of very important political and
mm,
socio, not economical, societal issues, all those things, right? If you don't want to keep giving your money to billionaires, here are other places that you can shop to get these things
yeah,
that this person, like, researches and gives links to and all this stuff. And, like, some of the things are surprising. Like, so for example, this is what I'll end with, because we kind of got off topic here with the story. But
yeah,
here's,
we sure did, didn't we?
yeah,
Sorry.
that's what great sci-fi does, is get you to think. And then we
Yeah.
are now thinking. We went to this birthday party I talked about at the beginning of the show. We had to
Mhm.
go shopping. Typically, over the past several years, probably 8 to 10 years, when we had to do something like that, our first stop was to go to Target, because they've got toys, they've got clothes, they've got wrapping paper, one-stop shop. You walk in, you spend a couple, $100, $150, you're ready to go to a birthday party or whatever, right? Easy,
Mhm.
easy. We don't want to shop there anymore. Okay, so what are our alternatives? in our area, we have something called Five Below. Now, this is a store. It's kind of like a $5 and under store, but also there's stuff that's over $5 in a specific area. And it's a lot of kind of random stuff. But I learned from this Instagram account that their DEI practices, their ownership, all this stuff is stuff that we as a family are looking for. So that would be a place that we would feel good about giving our money to. So we went there. Yeah. We found a whole pile of gifts to give to my daughter's best friend. And it was, I was going to be surprised if it was under $50. It was under $40. And it was a pile. And, cause she wanted to get her like a couple of extras, which is great. So we walked out of there for under $50 for more than what was adequate for a birthday gift for a 10-year-old, somebody turning 10. And I was just amazed by that. I was like, wow, getting the same pile of stuff at that other store definitely would have been over $100. Definitely. And for a 10-year-old, they're not going to know the difference for some of these items, right? Like a bunch of slime, like the kids like the slime. And she was like, oh, yeah, she loves slime. There was a bunch of slime at her birthday party, too. Too much slime. I hate the stuff. But the kid likes it. It's about the kid. That's fine. But like a similar product would have been twice as much at the other store. And the kid's going to take it out, is going to squish it in her hands. It's going to get dirty. She's going to throw it away. It's going to have the same life, right? No matter how much it cost. And so, yeah, that was a very positive experience for us. So I recommend it. And if I find that account, I'll throw it in the show notes if people are interested. I don't know it off the top of my head. I'll have to note it later. But it's very, very good.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Anyways,
good that you found that you're finding that you guys are putting your money where your ethics are.
Yeah.
And that's incredible.
There's very little that we can do about the state of our environment. Money talks in this world. So put your money where you want it to go and know where it's going. That's something that we have just blindly ignored for far too long. And now we have billionaires. We're infected with billionaires, and it's not what should be. And it's very disappointing. All right. But aside from all that, man, Ray Bradbury can write well. Isn't he a good author? Love this guy.
He's great.
So
really good.
Remember, next week we're reading All Summer in a Day, also by Ray Bradbury. Links are in the show notes. Links to a whole bunch of stuff are in our show notes. You should go click them. It's great. So with that, do you have any last words for us, Ben?
Well, why did the Buddhist coroner get fired? He kept marking the cause of death as birth.
Good night, everybody.
This has been the Science Faction Podcast. Tweet to the host at SciFact Podcast. Email them at sciencefactionpodcast@gmail.com and visit sciencefactionpodcast.com for more episodes.